Coming up on Loose Women, Just Between Us.
So I'm like this, with no window, for 2.5 hours on this train, and he kept farting.
No, he didn't. And then Shane said to me one night, I remember he said, I can't do this. And of course I thought he meant
The whole
I
thing.
don't want to get married.
Yeah.
So I was like, ugh. And he was like, no, I want to marry her. I just don't want to do it like this.
So basically my
Bum was
hanging out of the back of this dress, and the wedding photographer got a photo.
That's all after this.
Loose Women Just Between Us is sponsored by Mecca Bingo.
Right, Denise, I'm going to test you on some bingo calls. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Queen Bee.
73. And before you say anything, I've got a few years to go yet.
Halfway there.
Got to be 45 because there are 90 balls in bingo.
Okay, I've got another one for you. Droopy Drawers.
Got to be 44, which is, of course, my next birthday.
Okay, one more. Stairway to Heaven.
67.
Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven, 67.
Seven.
And you can, of course, play bingo and many other games at meccabingo.com.
Players must be 18 or over. Terms and conditions apply. See meccabingo.com for details. And remember, always be gamble aware.
Hi, and welcome to Loose Women, Just Between Us with me, Coleen Nolan.
And me, Jane Moore.
Yes, she's back.
Here I am, like a bad
She's
smell.
back. Shall I tell you what's coming up?
Why don't you?
I will. So we've got we've got one from Becky and Jilly. Two of them. I've not really read it yet, to be honest with you, because I like to leave it until I'm ready.
Magical mystery.
Magical mystery, but that's a dilemma. And then we've got Sylvia, who was indeed a Loose Women audience member.
Oh,
Just putting it out there, Sylvia.
nice.
And hers is all about wedding plans. We know what a nightmare that is.
wow.
But they're coming up in a bit. But before we get into that, what you been up to? What have you got for me?
Unpacking boxes in my house, etc. But I had a thing the other day on the tube, and this is the second time this has happened to me, right? So the first time I sort of thought, okay, maybe I can just dismiss this as a one-off fluke. But it happened to me again the other day. I'm standing on the tube, and this time it was a young man, and he offered me his seat.
No.
And I thought, I was actually offended.
No, you weren't.
I was.
Why?
Because to me, you offer someone a seat because they're like elderly and infirm.
No, you offer
Or
young
they're
men
pregnant.
and men used to always offer a woman a seat.
No.
Just polite.
There were other young women standing around on the tube that he wasn't offering it to them.
You are old to him.
I'm not old.
Yeah, but he's probably 18. You're
I'm-
18.
How old am I? I've forgotten. 63? I'm not
Exactly.
old.
You're not old, but to an 18-year-old you are.
Oh, he can...
You see, I don't agree.
No,
I don't agree. I got off the train recently.
I wasn't carrying anything. I wasn't looking infirm. I wasn't, like, looking like I was unsteady
Please
on
tell
my
me
feet.
you didn't turn around to him and say, were you saying I'm old?
I wasn't rude. No, I didn't say that. I just said, oh, no, I'm fine. Thank you very much.
But in your
But
head,
then the whole rest of the thing, I was thinking, why did he offer me a seat?
yeah, because I think we all go through that stage, don't we? Especially like I'm 60 now, and you go through you do go through that thing of, oh, am I getting old?
It's like a transitional phase where...
But
Cause
you
I
have
don't
to
know,
remember, to young people, yeah, you are. To me, I'm not. I'm still
in my
30.
head, I'm 35.
Exactly. But to a younger person, you're not. You're old.
Well, that's cheered me
In
up.
fact, you're probably older than their mum.
All right. God almighty.
Now, the difference
I've come here
here
out
is...
of the goodness of my heart to hang out with you for the afternoon, and you've insulted me. That's it, I'm
love
going.
it. I love this. I like this better than being on the telly, mate. I like it. No, but now, something happened to me recently where I got off the train and had my case and my bag, just a little case on wheels. But we had to go across, like a big staircase, go across the bridge, one of them, change platforms. And everyone was bustling past me, men and women, like, and I was fine. I was just waiting for a moment to pick my case up and my handbag and this other bag. And this young lad was at the top of the stairs and he came running back down the stairs and went, oh, would you like me to help you with that?
But that's because you had bags.
Well, I can't tell you. I wanted to phone his mother. I said to him, you know what? Tell your mother from me that she should be very proud of you.
But you had bags. You had a suitcase and another bag, you said in your own story. I did not. I had a handbag.
It doesn't matter. So, listen to this
to
then.
me.
Listen to this then. See if you'd be offended. Sorry, we're doing a whole show on our dilemmas here. We'll get to you in a minute. Just bear with me. Friend of mine
Have you got a friend?
One. Went through a door. Old friend. Went through a door. Held the door open. Woman went mental at him.
Oh, I wouldn't do
Very
that.
angry. She said, "What are you trying to say? I can't hold the door open."
No.
Anyway, he was really went for him in front of everyone in like a hotel reception. He was mortified. Anyway, this other woman started to walk towards him and he thought, I'm going to get it from both women. And this other woman came over and said, it's nothing to do with gender. She said, he's been brought up with manners.
Yeah.
And he's held the door open, so the least you can do is say thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, this woman, honestly, I'd have married her on the spot.
Yeah, no, that's the right thing to do.
But you know what he said to me? I'll never hold a door open again.
Well, he should.
Because he was
Ignore her.
mortified.
Listen, I was not rude to this guy. I just said, oh, no, I'm fine, thank you very much. But it just set a chain in my head of like, why has he offered me a seat?
Yeah, it's made you look at your age, hasn't it?
I'm not 35 anymore.
Exactly.
Help.
To him, you're 105.
I know.
Anyway, should we move on to our dilemmas?
Yeah, go on. Cheer me up.
Oh, apparently we've got to go. You know, we've chatted so long, run out of time for your dilemma in this part, so we're going to go for a break, but we will be straight back with Becky and Julie's dilemma after this. Hi, welcome back to Loose Women Just Between Us, and we have a dilemma coming up from Becky and Julie.
We do indeed. My friend and I are part of a dance group. Oh, just like us, which we attend regularly. We do group dances for events. Some include charity dances for children in need.
Oh, nice.
There's one woman in our dance group who's really lovely. She's got such a kind heart. What's coming next? Oh, but she really smells.
She
really smells.
I'm hot just
She
thinking
always
about
gets
it.
close to you, and by the time the dance is over, the smell gets increasingly worse. We don't want to embarrass her, but we don't know if we should tell her or not. We've been round to her house before, and it's really messy, so we don't know how to approach her.
Well, let's not judge a messy house, guys. That doesn't mean you have to have bodily smells.
No.
Come round to mine. You have to wipe your feet on the way out of mine, but I
Yeah,
don't
my house
smell.
is quite messy as well.
Well, it is at the moment because you've got boxes everywhere.
But my armpits are all right for now.
I know. I've got a real thing about that. I'm so self-conscious of it. And the problem is whenever I have been with people that have that problem and I want to stand on a chair and shout to the room, that smell isn't me, because you don't know who it is, do you, initially? And I think it's really difficult to go up. I know what I'm really feeling this dilemma because it did happen to me with a friend I was working with. And all the other people coming up and going, you're going to have to tell her, you're going to have to tell her. But it was before I knew you, so I wasn't comfortable.
Yeah, thanks
I'd only
for that.
met you
I
once.
wash my armpits regularly now.
No, it wasn't anyone in this building, to be honest. It was something else I did. And they were saying to me, you're going to have to tell her. And I couldn't. I said, how? So then I started dropping hints. Like, we started rehearsing something and we stopped and I went, oh my, it's warm in here, isn't it? I'm so hot. I tell you what I need. I'm going to put some of my deodorant on. I didn't smell at all. And I put my deodorant on and I went, do you want some? Because it's really hot. And she went, no, thanks, I'm fine. And I thought, oh no. And they all just looked at me.
See, I probably wouldn't
And
say
one of
anything
them told her.
Because if you're just working with somebody, it's only going to be for a short period of time. So I think I'd probably
No,
avoid
it was a long
that.
time.
Oh.
And it was someone I knew really well.
But if it was like one of my kids or something, where
I tell
I
your kids.
would kind of think, oh, you know, they're going to go
Yeah.
out and about, or, but it's really difficult, isn't it? Because I think it's the same with, I don't know about bodily smells in that sense, but like halitosis, you know, like bad breath.
Yeah, I don't think I'd pull
it can be
anyone
a
up on
medical
that.
condition.
Yeah.
So it's a really hard one to address with people because I think a lot of people who have it are aware of it, but they can't actually do anything about it. So it's always quite.
I wouldn't do that
difficult.
about someone's breath, funnily enough. I wouldn't tell them because I would think that. I think they must have something wrong.
Yeah.
But with the underarm smell, like BO, I don't know. It just always fascinates me how they can't smell it.
Yeah. I don't suppose you can, though, can you? Your own odour?
Oh,
I don't
you
know.
can. If you
I mean,
never
actually-
sniffed your armpits and thought, oh, holy Lord,
Yeah.
I need a shower.
Yeah, I suppose so. But I don't know. I mean, I just think it would, I would have to be spending a lot of time with them over a very long period of time for it to bother me. I mean, you get wafts all the time on the tube or people
No
in the
worse
office.
smell, though, is there?
But I think, well, I'm not going to see them again for the rest of the day. So what does it matter if they've got whiffy armpits?
Because I'm frightened people think it's me.
I mean, I have to say that on the other day I was on a train going up to Yorkshire, and the previous two, so I'd reserved my seat, I'd asked for a window because I like to look out the window, blah, blah, blah. And the previous two trains were cancelled. So everybody,
Oh, I hate that.
it was absolutely packed. So I did get my little, those two seats like you get in it. No window. It was that bit where it's window, window, window. My
No
seat,
window.
no window. Window, window, window. So anyway, and it was so packed. So there was literally not a seat to be had. And then this guy came and sat next to me. So I'm like this with no window for 2.5 hours on this train. And he kept farting.
No, he didn't.
And it wasn't...
Did he
it
say
was
anything?
so stinky. So I just sat there in this stench for 2.5 hours. And then I was thinking, I hope people around me don't think it's me. I wanted to sort of
Was
stand
it?
up and go, by the way, it's not me, everyone. It's not the woman off Loose Women. Loose.
You know they wouldn't have
Loose
gone home and
bowels.
told their family it was.
Oh, don't. But
And
I
did he react in any way?
No. They were silent but deadly.
think
And
maybe
I
he
was
had a
just
bad
sitting there.
stomach.
I just became obsessed with waiting for the next one. Because there'd be a period of time where it would kind of like dissipate. I would think, oh, okay, I can breathe again. And then it would happen again. 2.5 hours.
You never said it. I'm
I couldn't
surprised you
move.
didn't say anything.
What can you do? What can you do?
Well, you could have said, like...
Well, excuse me, stop farting.
No, you
and
could
then
have
he
said,
would go,
"I'm scared."
I'm not, it's not me.
Yeah, well, it might not. It could have been the man in front.
No, it wasn't.
you-
I was on the source of it. I could tell. I
Could
was
you not
literally
have
right
kind of-
where it was happening.
Could you not have given hints like, put your scarf up over your nose or... like, I'd have had to have gone like that.
But also, I don't suppose he's like farting on purpose.
No, he
He's
must have a
farting 'cause
bad
he
belly.
can't stop it.
Do you know?
Do you know, I thought I was going to come here and have a nice highbrow chat
You and me?
with you, and it's just
Got
been
the wrong
very...
loose women for that.
Can we get out of the gutter at any point during this?
No, we really can't. They're my favourite. Anyway, what have we said to this? What they're gonna do?
Well, I wouldn't say anything.
I wouldn't. I've got to be honest. I wouldn't. I'd leave little hints like I have. I'd keep going. Does anyone want to borrow some deodorant?
Or my favourite thing, I'd send an anonymous letter, which...
Yeah, but it is hard to work with someone like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were at a dance class, so she's going to sweat, right?
Yeah, but so are they. But they don't smell. You can sweat and not smell.
Yeah, but she might have a medical condition
Oh,
that
let's
makes
not
her...
put it all down to medical conditions all the time.
I don't
Some
know.
people just don't
What,
use
their name's
deodorant.
Becky and Jilly. She might, you don't know. And I think it said that the house was messy. I mean, depends how messy, doesn't it? But maybe if she's a hoarder or something like that, there could be some sort of mental issue or... I don't know, it's difficult. I think, I'd tread very carefully if I was them. And if it was me, I probably wouldn't say anything at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell her because I'm a coward and I would hate to embarrass someone.
Yeah,
It's the thoughts of embarrassing. You'd be so mortified, wouldn't you?
yeah.
So I hope we've helped you. We probably haven't, but in our case, we wouldn't tell.
No.
So good luck with that. Anyway, what did you say about anonymous letters?
I was saying a way to do it, to address it maybe,
Anonymously.
is to send an anonymous letter.
Have you ever done that?
I've sent an anonymous letter to somebody when I knew that they were being cheated on. Because I think as a
It
friend...
was you.
Yeah, sorry about that. If I think that sometimes if you tell somebody,
Yeah.
they might already know, and then you're going to embarrass them.
And then they have to deal with it.
And then that's it, you're kind of out, you're out of the loop.
Shoot the messenger.
Yes. Or, they'll end up staying with them or getting back with them, and then they don't want to see you anymore because they're embarrassed because they know that you know. So I have sent an anonymous letter before now through the post. Do you remember the post?
The old days with a stamp and everything.
The old post, yes. Pigeon carrier. Just typed.
Did she not get in touch with you or he and go, oh my God, I've had this anonymous letter through?
No,
Never mentioned it?
no,
Did they stay with the person?
no.
Just left?
Yeah.
What? They never said, well, I got an anonymous letter. I'd be on the phone to all my friends going, oh my God, I've
No,
sent
I
an
think
anonymous letter.
what it does is it just
And it's someone that can type.
puts you on the trail. Depends on the personality, right?
Because the thing is, I would do that and then that person would go, phone me up crying, going, I've just had this anonymous letter and he's cheating. And I'd be sitting there thinking, oh, God, that was me.
Yeah, no, but it wasn't. It depends how close the friend is. It wasn't like a really
Like a best friend, not like me and
close
you.
friend. You never invite me to anything. You never come to anything.
Moving on. Let's
You
go
just
to a quick
disappear
break,
to
shall we,
wherever it
while
is that
she
you live in
rants
the middle
on.
of nowhere.
We'll see you after this break.
Never gets in touch. Never answers the phone. Loose Women Just Between Us is brought to you by Mecca Bingo.
Everyone needs a break, even from podcasting. And it's time to take a Mecca winning moment to have a cuppa and share a little something that has made us smile this week.
I'll tell you what made me smile.
What?
I was in a coffee shop. I ordered a coffee, gave them my name, right? I was standing there. And then they went, someone else has paid for it. Isn't that lovely? And I looked around and I thought, where is this handsome knight in shining armour? Anyway, it was a lady, but she was a fan of the show.
That is so lovely.
So nice. So thank you very much.
What coffee shop was it?
Not telling you.
Oh, okay. We better get back to the podcast
Not
then.
telling you where I live.
And don't forget, for more Mecca winning moments, head to meccabingo.com.
You can also find T's and C's there. Players must be over 18. And please always be gamble aware.
Hello, welcome back to Loose Women Just Between Us with me and Jane Moore.
That's me.
That's her.
Don't wear it out.
Right, we've got, I mentioned before, we had another dilemma from Sylvia, so let's get going with that.
Alrighty. I recently got engaged and I'm starting to think about my wedding plans. Oh, here we go.
Worn out already.
Is she a bridezilla, do we think? I have 5 very close friends who I would like to be my bridesmaids, but I know that 2 of them wouldn't ask me to be theirs.
Not that close then.
One doesn't want to get married ever, and the other wants to only have her own sisters for ease.
Fair enough.
Is it terrible for me not to ask her to be my bridesmaid simply because I wouldn't be hers? Is that missing the point? Or is it sensible to just size down the wedding party?
I don't understand that.
No.
Because there's reasons why the 2 bridesmaids wouldn't ask her. One is
Is that they're
never
never gonna
getting
get
married,
married.
and the others have got sisters. You're
Yeah.
always going to pick your sisters over
Yeah.
your friends.
Yeah.
So it's not like, why is she doing that tit for, well, if you're not going to ask me, I'm not going to ask you. I don't get that.
No, I don't. And also, I just always
Focus
think
on your own wedding,
you
girl.
should have the wedding you want.
Yeah.
And not have to be worrying about everybody else's opinions or anything like that. And that, to me, extends to wider family, you know, when in-laws get involved and like, oh, do this, do that, have that song, oh, you should do it. No, my wedding, I'm going to do it as I want it.
Yeah, I agree. And the fact is, she's saying she's got 5 really close friends and doesn't sound like she's saying and sisters or whatever. So why, I would definitely have my 5 close friends. I don't care what they do on their wedding. If that's what I want for my wedding, I would pick you 5. I've been bridesmaids at weddings and then not been picked to be bridesmaids. Actually, I'm one of them. You just go, oh, thank God, I'm not a bridesmaid.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I don't understand what that dilemma is, really, unless you're doing tit for tat.
Yeah, well, it sounds a bit like that, doesn't it?
Or
well, I'm not
unless-
going to do that if you don't do it for
Yeah,
me.
or unless it's because the way she's written it isn't right, because maybe she's thinking, can't really afford 5, but I've got 5 friends.
Yeah, but now a lot of weddings that my girls go to,
They have to pay for their own
they
dresses.
have to pay for their own dresses, so it's not even
I
an
don't
expense for
understand
the couple. It's very different now how they get
Every
married.
wedding now, it's like the groomsmen all pay for their own suits.
Yeah.
And the last 2 times Kira's been bridesmaid, she's had to pay for her own dress and shoes and all of that. So it is very different. No, I don't think that is. I think that's just your real personal dilemma, actually, and I can't get my head around it.
No, me neither.
Because it's your wedding. If you don't want any bridesmaids, don't have.
Did you have bridesmaids?
Oh, did I have bridesmaids? Well, no, not with Shane, because we eloped. We didn't tell anyone, yeah?
Oh, yeah, actually, and I do know.
And you know why we eloped? Because we had the big wedding planned. I had my dress and everything. And we had everything planned and it was huge. And but the only people that weren't being asked about any of it were me and Shane.
Yeah.
So my parents took over and his side of the family took over.
Because
And
you
then
were
my
young
mum-
as well.
And then my mum said to me one day, oh, you can't have this person there because Auntie Mary that used to bounce you on her lap when you were 18 months has to come because she's a relative. But the girl that was my best friend that I'd grown up with could only come to the evening. And I was like, what the hell? And then Shane said to me one night, I remember he said, I can't do this. And of course, I thought he meant
The whole
I
thing.
don't want to get married.
Yeah.
So I was like, ugh. And he was like, no, I want to marry her. I just don't want to do it like this. So we said we were going on holiday to Florida and we went and got married. Came back and told them.
Really?
Yeah. And then we had a blessing
Amazing.
about 3 years later.
Yeah. And that was probably all the better for it.
Oh,
right?
it was great, actually. It was so lovely. It was so personal. However, then, when I married Ray, because I've been married twice, I love wedding cake. I love wedding cake, Jane, honestly. The cake lasted longer than both marriages. Anyway, when I married Ray, we had a wedding, which was equally fantastic. I was very lucky, actually. I got to do both. I got to do the elope one, I got to do the wedding. But yeah, I had 3 of my sisters and my 3 nieces, and then I had 2 little. I had Kira because she was like 7, and then Bernie's daughter Erin. So yeah, I had quite a lot.
I can't, if I'm honest, I mean, I think it's my generation because when I was young, I was a bridesmaid quite a lot.
Yeah.
For my mum's friends and things, but in those days, you always had child bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Adult bridesmaids were
Young
not
girls.
really a thing. Maybe a maid of honour,
Maid of honour.
but there's quite a lot of adult
Chief
bridesmaids.
bridesmaid. When you're young, you're called chief bridesmaid. When you
Right.
get to a certain age, you're maid of honour.
Right.
You wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't like.
Means you're old.
Means I'm old. Or unmarried, wasn't it? Isn't that what it was? Unmarried. But anyway, when Gary and I got married, we just had Ellie and Lauren, who were our daughters each, because obviously Grace wasn't born then. So we just had 2. I mean, Lauren was, I think, about 15 and Ellie was about 12. But that was quite nice, really. It was just, these are our kids. And
Yeah, well, at mine and Ray's wedding, so I had Kira, obviously, as a flower girl, and I had sisters and all that, but she was a flower girl. And then Jake gave me away, and Shane was Ray's best man. So it was a real family thing. It was really, it was really nice. But having said all of that, I still think that it's your choice at a wedding. And I think if someone gets offended because you haven't been asked...
It's just what you want on your day. Don't be thinking, what's her name? Sylvia. Don't be thinking ahead to what might happen in the future. Because actually, you'd go mad, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because whenever you get married, I mean, if you look through your wedding photos now or the guest list, probably half of them you don't talk to now.
No.
They're
not here.
Not in a falling out kind of way,
they've
just
moved
that
on.
life moves on, blah, blah, blah. So if you think that far ahead about something, you're never going to be in the moment of your own day.
Yeah, and just a word of that you will definitely, no matter how well you plan your wedding, you're going to upset someone. Because you always do at weddings. Always.
Yeah.
There's always someone that has a cob on.
Yeah.
Of whether they're not sitting near the top table or this, that and the other. Or they're only invited to the night do. Because no one takes into account the expense of a wedding either. So yeah, you're going to upset someone, but I would have your 5 friends. If you can afford it, rather than leave 2 of them out.
Well, they'll be buying their own dresses in this day and age, so it won't be an issue.
Buy their own dresses, yeah.
Yeah.
Give them the colour that you like. That's what they do, isn't it? I want all my bridesmaids in blue, but you can wear what you like as long as it's this colour.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kira got hers off Vinted, £20.
Well, there you go.
Or any other website that you can get them off. But yeah, so Sylvia, have a lovely day, whatever you do, and I hope the wedding is everything you want it to be, and just don't give yourself drama. Okay? You heard it here first, between us. What do you think? Anyway, Sylvia, if we don't get on with this, you're going to be married soon. So we're going to move on, but we're going to go to a break first. No, we're not. We're not going to a break first, Sylvia. You may notice that every time I do this. We're going to go to a break, and someone to my left goes... and then I go, no, we're not. And I've done quite a few now, and I still want to go to a break before this one.
We're confessioning now, is
we're
that what it
confessions.
is?
I do love a confessions. I've not even read this one. Do you want to do it?
Yep.
Go on.
Okay, confession time. I was out on a busy evening, meeting one set of friends for drinks at the pub. That's what normal people do, by the way. They actually leave their house and socialise, just in case you're wondering.
Oh, I've got goats to feed.
After work, before going on to meet another friend for dinner.
2 friends.
I know.
Wow.
And I was wearing my favourite jumpsuit. It was a warm day. I've been drinking a lot of water.
Oh, no.
It's not another loo one.
It is.
I popped to the loo before leaving the pub, which was a bit gross. So I hovered above it rather than sitting down with my jumpsuit pulled down. When I stood up, I realised my jumpsuit was wet all down the back. And
the
oh
floor?
God, it could only be wee. But having drunk water all day, when I sniffed it, oh God, this is a very detailed confession, I couldn't smell anything. So I dried it out, put it back on and left for dinner. As far as I know, nobody was any the wiser.
I bet they were. They just didn't tell you. Oh, I hope it wasn't a date. He'd have gone home and gone, oh, she stinks of pee. I'm not seeing her again. It's absolutely gobsmacked.
Are we just like, I don't understand this one. Sorry.
What do you mean you don't
What am I
understand
supposed to say to this? Am I supposed to be giving advice or something?
No. We don't actually have to answer this, but I will just say jumpsuits are the worst and it's always when you're in a jumpsuit that all of a sudden you go, I'm desperate for a wee.
Yeah.
And you know what jumpsuits are the worst? The ones that do up at the back.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, the ones that zip up at the back.
Oh.
You've had jumpsuits here where they
I
zip
know,
up
but
at
not
the
ones
back.
that zip up at the back.
Yeah, you have. You have. Evening jumpsuits always zip up at the back. Very rarely they zip up at the front. You don't go out in the evening. You're on about, like, what they called overalls. You and your overalls. Oh, no, I have. Where you're running round. I'm going to wait. And you just get it off in time. And then it's like you have to get fully undressed in a jumpsuit, don't you?
Yeah, in a filthy toilet. And then it's all dragging on the floor.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
as she said, actually down the actual loo. But, I mean, listen, I'm trying to think. Well, I've had quite a lot of wardrobe malfunctions in my life. Though, I think one of the most embarrassing things ever, I remember being on a train, another packed train, a lot of my time on packed trains. And you know when you're in a rush, because I was going on a job and I wasn't expected to go on this job as a journalist and blah. So I just like thrown everything into a bag because I thought I'm probably going to be staying overnight, don't know, blah, blah. So I managed to get a seat on a big table like this. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, right, I'm going to listen to some music. And it was the days of the headphones with the wires.
Oh, yeah, I've still got them.
Yeah. And there's modern versions available now, you know.
Yeah, no, I keep losing them.
So I thought, all right, and it was stuck like that. So I yanked it out of the bag, and my bra, which, by the way, was very grey, because obviously it had been through several washes with various items, my bra flew across the carriage and just, like, landed in the middle of the table on the other side where this man was sitting. And he just kind of picked it up like that and handed it back to me, literally like it was radioactive, which it probably was, in fairness. And I put it back in my bag, and then he just tittered for the rest of the journey. You know, every so often he'd be like this, and then he'd just suddenly start going.
He is absolutely going to... He's so going to dine out on
I
that.
was mortified.
Well, imagine me, it'd have destroyed the whole table if my bra had flipped over.
You'd have had his eyes out.
I'd have taken the train off.
Have you ever had any wardrobe malfunctions?
Yeah. Back in the day as well with my sisters, because we all used to wear the same outfits on stage. And of course, we're all different heights and sizes. And Bernie was always tiny, like 5 foot, and Anne was the tallest and slimmest. And they used to do these, it wasn't my malfunction actually, but they did these quick changes. And Bernie, like, didn't have a lot of boobage. Anne had quite big boobs. And then they ran
You got
on.
her share.
I got both her share. And then they ran on one night, and in the quick change, they both put each other's dresses on. So Anne's dress finished there. They were long dresses. Anne's was there with her boobs literally hanging out, and Bernie was tripping over hers, and the boobs were all down here. And it's too late then once you're on stage. They had loads of them, actually. We all did back in the day.
I went to, Linda Lusardi.
Mm.
I went to her and her lovely husband Sam's wedding and had a few to drink and whatever. And I can't remember, I was wearing like a pink, it was quite a few years ago, pink sort of mini, well, just above the knee dress. And I was going up the stairs and the back of my dress ripped. So basically my
Bum was
hanging out of the back of this dress, and the wedding photographer got a photo. And I was like...
I mean, you've had absolute disasters.
And this was in the days before smartphones, so this was just on a normal camera. And I was like, oh my God, Linda, this guy's got this photo, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I was thinking, please God, don't let it appear anywhere. And bless her heart, I was at home about a couple of weeks later and post arrived. I opened it up and it was a note from Linda with the photo. I've still got it, with the photo of my backside hanging out. And she said, here's the photo and don't worry, I've bought the negative.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that
I
sweet?
like Linda. You know, the other thing, very quickly, because we're going to have to go because this podcast is going to go on for days. Very quickly, an embarrassing thing I did was I was at a wedding. Speaking of bridesmaids, which I think we've done in this podcast, I was one of 27 bridesmaids.
20? That is
She had
crowd. That's a crowd.
Yeah, and we were all in black. So it looked like a funeral procession, even though it was a wedding.
Strange choice.
Yeah, weird. Anyway, so they had all this, jewellery and hair pieces that we all had to, just pick whichever bits you like, blah, blah, blah. And we all had to wear our hair up on, like, one side. So I picked this beautiful comb thing on my hair. Anyway, the wedding was taking ages and everyone's going, what's up? And she's in tears, someone hasn't brought her headdress. And she's saying, I'm not getting married, I bought this headdress. Anyway, the headdress was the one I picked for my hair. I'm in the church with the bride's headdress. It was a comb with all these glittery bits on it.
Did you do it on purpose? Come on, now's the time to confess.
And no, I had no clue, because it was all just in a mass though. And the person I was with went, you've got her headdress on. And I literally went,
oh my God.
Yeah,
Did you take it out? I'd have taken it out and hidden it.
I took it out and just handed it to him, and then he put it somewhere where someone would go, found it.
God, what if she's listening to this?
Well,
she'll never speak to you again.
I don't.
Not that you care.
I don't
you never
actually
go out
think.
anyway.
I don't think she knew I was there. She had 27 of us. But anyway, it was a good do. Anyway, thank you for listening once again. And it is just between us. And if you'd like to send in your dilemmas or confessions, we love a confession.
It's not really just between us, is it? It's between us and all the people that are listening.
Shh, don't tell them.
I mean, I don't like to be a pedant,
Don't
but
tell them that, or they won't send the letters in, Jane. Sorry, guys. You don't understand technology. It's just between us. Anyway, if you would like to do that, send it to loose.women@itv.com. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode.
don't forget to tell your sister, your mum, your grandma, your uncle, your aunt, any other relatives I can think of, distant cousin. Let them all know. Come and have a listen. Can I go home now?
You can go home and sit next to whoever on the train, breaking wind or whatever he does.
Yes,
on the train.
great, lovely. Lots to look forward to.
Anyway, so stay loose. Do you like that?
Stay loose.
And we'll see you soon.
Unless you're sitting next to me, in which case keep it firmly inside.
And don't give her your seat because she'll think she's old. Bye.